So, today we're going to talk about Ozempic, the drug that was originally designed to help people with type 2 diabetes, but now has become quite the little weight loss craze drug. I don't know about you, but I'm constantly having it advertised in my social media feed. Like it's coming up in my Facebook ads. I'm always seeing celebrities. You're seeing the crazy before and afters of Christina Aguilera and all these other celebrities. I'm actually going to have my mom join me on the podcast today. We haven't had her on Hot Johnson yet. She has type 2 diabetes and she is on Ozempic. So thought I would just have her come on to just talk about, her experience, the pros and the cons. I also want to chat about some of the concerns about the drug because anytime we take any pharmaceutical, there are always potential implications. So obviously, being that she is my mother, I want her to be mindful of these things so that she is being careful. And to anybody else out there who might be on it or who is considering going on Ozempic, these are just some things to be mindful of. So yeah, these are pretty important things if you're on it or considering going on it. So stay tuned for that. But before we start, my mom and I didn't really delve into the body image side of things when it comes to Ozempic. And I think if I can be fully transparent with you guys, like I like to be, I want to be mindful of trying to be sensitive to, we're all on our own journeys when it comes to our relationship with our bodies. And I think anytime we talk about our bodies and appearance, our weight, I always want to offer like a trigger warning because we are all at different places. And so throughout this whole conversation, I want to try and be really honest while also being sensitive to those things. So please extend a little grace if I say something that might be triggering to you. It's always challenging sometimes when you're just having a conversation with a microphone and you don't know who's listening and where they're at in their life with their journey. So before we get into the conversation, I'll be honest, like the reason why I think wanted to talk about this, the idea actually came to me in the middle of the night. I just woke up and I was like, oh, we should talk about Ozempic. And I think it's because it's been on my mind quite a bit. I don't know about you, but I know people who are on the drug. I know my social media feed, as I said, is constantly being inundated with advertisements. And so I just feel like it's very top of mind right now. And I feel like it's been a little bit triggering, if I can be fully honest. If you have struggled with body image, like I have, I started going to an eating disorders counselor when I was a teenager and have struggled with weight pretty much my whole life. Thankfully, was blessed into a family with genetics where obesity is quite prevalent. So I feel like my whole life I have had to work pretty hard to be a healthy weight, eat really clean, go to the gym, and put a lot of effort into that. And for all of a sudden this drug to be on the market that, people are taking and you just like, what? Snap of a finger, you lose weight and you don't have to put in all this effort anymore. It's like the temptation of that in this weight loss, thin obsessed society that we are in just has, for me anyways, I don't want to speak for anyone else, but for me has been triggering and has felt tempting. I really try to keep myself in a positive frame of mind when it comes to my body. I try to think really positive thoughts about my body. But when you're constantly seeing these ads of like, oh, you could lose weight, and then you're seeing these images of like the dramatic weight loss people are having, I find hard to block that out sometimes when we live in this thin obsessed culture, and to not think like, oh, like, maybe I should just do that as well. And then I won't have to beat myself up every time I'm eating a piece of pizza or, feeling like I'm gaining weight. I mentioned it in one of my other episodes, the body image episode that we did when we first launched the Hot Johnson, about back when I was a kid seeing my eating disorders counselor. And I remember back in the day, had told me that, when you have an eating disorder or those body image struggles, like it can be really hard to shake. Like maybe it heals and hopefully it heals completely. But I think it's easy sometimes for us to slip back into those ways of thinking, to get triggered, to still have the desire for weight loss or a certain image. And like, thank God that we are no longer living in the era of America's Next Top Model, where it's like that is the only beauty standard. Now we're seeing much more body diversity. But I think for a lot of us, the damage has been done when we grew up with a lot of that in the mainstream. I don't know about you guys, but I think there is still a part of me that glamorizes like a thin body. And, maybe this is the eating disorder body image component that just like never goes away, where it's just like, it just feels like it's never enough. Like, I don't know about you, but my whole life, I don't think I've ever felt thin enough. And so it's just this temptation with this drug now being so prevalent, so in your face. You're seeing these videos of people, you're seeing it being advertised. And it can just, I don't know, just kind of add, it's just a reminder of like, oh, you could look like this. That's what I find anyways. And once again, that's just me being totally transparent of the thoughts that come to my mind. And I think that's all I'll say about that. Okay, let's get into my conversation with Mama Johnson. Okay, do you want to do a little mic check? Talk into your microphone?
Check.
Is that how you're actually going to talk?
No.
Okay. Are you good?
That's good.
How do you feel about appearing on the Hot Johnson?
As long as there's no hot sauce, I'm all for it.
No, we stopped doing the hot sauce. So
Thank heavens.
You don't have to worry about that anymore.
That was definitely not a good thing.
Well, welcome to the Hot Johnson.
Thank you.
This week we have a special guest. We have Mama Johnson in the house.
I'm Mama Dog, not Mama Johnson.
It's true. She likes to be referred to as Mama Dog.
Yes, I've been Mama Dog my whole life, and so why change now?
So throughout the rest of the episode, would you prefer I refer to you as Mama Dog?
Yes, please.
Okay, perfect, Mama Dog. So wanted to have you on today because you're always talking about wanting to spend more quality time together. So I thought this would be a great way to spend some time together. A little mother-daughter hangout.
All right.
Right?
Let's do it.
And I'm going to ask you some very important questions today, like who your favorite child is.
Who's my favorite child?
Yeah.
I take the 10th Amendment.
Come on. Isn't it the 5th? I plead
don't know what it is. Whatever. I'm pleading it.
You better say me or I'll move back to Vancouver.
I can't do that. No, it remains a secret.
You're so funny. Well, I actually wanted to have you on today because I wanted to talk a little bit about Ozempic. Ozempic. You've seen the commercials?
Oh, yes.
Well, I thought we could talk about it because it's such a popular trending drug right now that a lot of people are taking or thinking about taking. It's, of course, mainly for diabetes, but a lot of people are taking it for weight loss now.
That's very true.
And you are on the Ozempic.
I very am.
So I thought this would just be a good opportunity to get your butt on here and then also talk about it as well.
All right.
Okay. Are you?
My butt has shrunk 50 pounds.
It's true. Yeah. How much have you lost?
All that's left is wrinkles.
Is that what you're finding now?
I got a wrinkled butt. I never in my life thought I'd have a wrinkled butt, but I do. It's wrinkled all the way down the back of my legs. I got all this.
Oh, you got saggy butt now.
Oh, saggy butt is right.
Really?
Yeah, before I had fat butt, now I got saggy butt. I don't know what's worse.
Well, I guess that's what happens when you lose the extra fluff in your body.
Yes.
It just kind of deflates a little bit.
It does.
Right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Aw. Okay, well, why don't we start by how long ago did you go on it?
I went on it 9 months ago.
9 months ago. Okay. And yeah, I thought today we could kind of just talk about some of the pros and the cons, and then I could maybe share some of the things that I know from, my health background with nutrition and some of the podcasts and the doctors that I listen to. So hopefully this will be educational for other people listening as well.
Right.
Okay.
Yes.
So you've been on it almost a year.
Yes.
And why did you go on it in the first place, Mama Dog?
Because I'm diabetic.
Yes.
And my sugars were high.
Your blood sugar.
Yes.
Yeah.
So my doctor just said, hey, get on it.
Get on that Ozempic, girl.
Mm-hmm. And I said, okay, doc.
Okay, so what are the pros that you have found from being on it? What have you liked about it?
What I really like about it is that I'm never hungry.
You're never hungry.
Never.
You like that?
I love it.
Don't you like food?
Not anymore.
Oh my God. Why do you like that? I thought food was your favorite thing in the world.
It was, but going back to 2013, I had cancer and the chemo made me lose my appetite, and all the doctors assured me it would come back, and it did not.
Yeah.
And then I got years later, I got COVID and I lost 30 pounds with COVID.
Mm-hmm.
And then it was even worse and never came back.
Mm-hmm.
And so I grieved losing my taste for food for years. So I'm just used to it. Now I'm on Ozempic. Nothing's changed. I'm still not hungry. Food still doesn't taste good, but I grieved that a lot for quite a few years because I
Yeah.
loved food. But
my
now
God.
it's like almost a chore to eat.
Really?
Yes.
That is interesting to hear you say that. That's one of the things you like about it, because I have always known that about you, that food is one of your favorite things. But I guess it makes sense if
Yeah, no.
you've lost your taste buds and food doesn't
Yeah,
taste
it's
good anymore.
disappointing because I
Yeah.
love to cook. I'm always in the kitchen and I always
Yeah.
think, oh, this is going to taste so good. And I get so excited and I'm salivating and then I eat it and it's like,
Mm-hmm.
does not taste good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Sidebar, I'm always trying to get Mama Dog to go to naturopaths to see if they can work on restoring her taste buds, but she's reluctant to go.
well, I have been to them, but I've told them about that problem and I've never really been given any solutions.
Right.
I think once you lose that drive to eat and things don't taste good anymore, what kind of pill are they going to give you?
Yeah.
A weed pill.
Well,
I mean, that will definitely make you want to eat again.
Mama Dog likes the ganja.
Yeah, but who wants to do that all day so you can eat?
Right.
No, thank you.
Right. Yeah, I lost my taste buds when I had COVID, and acupuncture was what brought mine back. But I'm curious. I don't know enough about, obviously cancer and the treatments.
I think it started with the chemo.
Yeah.
And it just never came back.
Yeah.
So before I would feel hunger now and again, and now I basically never feel hungry.
Never.
No, and I have no side effects from it, which so many people do.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I do have one.
What?
I get a little bunged up.
Do you get constipated?
Oh, I get a little greatly bunged up.
Well, that is a common thing, because one of the ways that Ozempic works is it slows down the rate in which your
Yeah.
food gets digested.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
one of,
But a lot of people I've talked to say they get severely nauseated.
yeah.
They can't eat. I mean, the list goes on and on. I haven't never gotten any of those, so
Yeah. You just get a little bit
just
bunged
bunged up.
up. Lovely.
But you can fix that.
Yeah.
There's all kinds of things to fix that. So
Mm-hmm. Okay. What about your blood sugar?
what about them?
Has that improved since being on it?
Greatly.
Yeah.
Oh, greatly. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm down to 5 something now.
Yeah.
And
Which is like more normal range.
that is normal range. 4
Yeah.
to 5 in there is normal.
Yeah.
And I used to be sometimes in the teens.
Wow.
Oh, yeah, it wasn't good.
That's high blood sugar.
It's very high.
Yeah. I think above 7, I believe, is diabetic.
Yes, yeah. 7.
7
As
is.
soon as you hit
7 and
when
above.
they do 7 and above. When they do those blood tests, if it comes back at 7,
Yeah.
you're diabetic.
Yeah.
Number 2.
Right. How do you feel about the people who are trying to take your drug for weight loss when it's meant for you with diabetes?
Well, at first it really bothered me. And then I thought, being heavily overweight is just about as bad as having diabetes.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it depends how bad your diabetes is. But if you're morbidly overweight, that affects everything.
Yeah. I like how you say diabetes instead of diabetes.
The diabetes.
The diabetes. She says the diabetes.
Yeah.
Diabetes.
Sounds like a vegetable.
Well, I do get a little concerned with you not eating very much. That is one concern, because you don't really eat much at all.
No, I kind of eat like a bird. But what I do is I eat lots of times during the day. I pick. Pick at this, pick at that, pick at this, pick at that.
You're getting down to skin and bone.
Not really. No, I still got 20 to go. It's all around my middle.
Well, I know you've said that before with wanting to still lose around your midsection. And usually when we have a hard time losing weight from our midsection, that's because of high cortisol, like or stress.
Well, one thing I have noticed, I've been on it 9 months. I've lost 20 pounds, but now for the last 4 months, I've been at a standstill. I haven't lost 1 single pound. So I'm at that point where it's not going to help me for weight anymore. So if people think they can take it for years and keep losing weight, it doesn't. I don't think it works that way unless it's just doing that for me. But I've heard other people say too that you lose so much and then that's it. So I guess I don't work out enough. So if I would cut back on the wine and exercise more, I bet I would lose that 20.
That was gonna actually bring me to my next topic
Yes,
of concern. That is one of the main things that they do talk about with Ozempic. When you're in such a calorie deficit like that, when you're eating such few calories, you're losing weight, but it's eating muscle. And so it's very important, like if anybody out there is on Ozempic, to be doing some sort of exercise where you're still building your muscle.
I don't worry about that too much because most of my muscles are in between my ears.
Oh, gosh. Well, what happens when we push you down the stairs by accident and all your bones break because you got no muscle to hold yourself up?
I know. But you know what? I'm almost 73, so I really don't care.
Talking just like you got one foot in the grave already, eh?
No, not really. But you know what? If I'm losing muscle, thing is, I've been heavy all my life. This is the first time I've been slim since I was in my 20s.
What's your aversion to just picking up a few dumbbells, Shell, and building a little muscle?
Well, will I really though?
Yeah, for sure.
You think so?
Yeah.
Well, you just finished saying that Ozempic takes away your muscles, so
why
bother?
But that's exactly my point. Is if you're going to be on it, you need to still be also building your muscle.
All right then. For Christmas, I want some weights
to fight against that from happening. That's super important for anybody who's listening. If you're on it, you know, or for anytime you're in any kind of like eating in a way where you're not eating enough.
Yes.
Yeah, you're going to lose some fat, but that's what they find with Ozempic is like you're losing a lot of muscle. So weight train, like do any kind of exercises where you're going to build some muscle.
Well, I've actually been doing chair yoga.
I love that.
I love it too.
Good.
Because yeah, I mean, I was trying all kinds of exercises, but my balance is so bad that sometimes I'd fall over.
Yeah.
So at least on a chair, I can just give her the old legs, the old arms, everything's just giving her.
Yeah.
And I don't fall over.
Just anything.
That
Anything's better than nothing.
That chair is my...
We can get you some little 5-pound dumbbells and you can do those with your chair yoga.
I guess I could.
Some bicep curls. I just don't want you breaking any more bones and stuff. You're already frail enough as it is.
Yes. Just so frail.
She's already broken her ribs. What, you broke your ribs from moving the couch once?
Oh, I've broken my ribs 3-4 times in my life.
Yeah, and they've all been the last couple of years. Like she fell into the deep freeze.
That was terrible.
Trying to get something out of the bottom of the freezer.
And then as I'm falling in, I could hear every rib going
yeah
on the side of the freezer as I'm falling in, and it's like takes forever for that to heal. So yes. Anyway, that's kind of off topic.
No, it's not, because if you build more muscle, then that's going to help protect against that.
You think?
Yes.
Okay, then get me some dumbbells for Christmas.
Okay. I think another thing to just give people the heads up about with Ozempic, oftentimes because that's happening where your muscle can start going away, deteriorating a little bit.
Yes.
When you go off of it, oftentimes people have less muscle than they did before they started the drug. And when we have less muscle, our body doesn't burn as much fat.
My, I didn't know that.
Yeah, the more muscle you have, the more fat that your body burns.
Oh, I have no idea how much muscle I have.
Yeah.
None whatsoever. Because I've never been a high functioning, active person.
Right.
You know, I mean, I'm not a couch potato, but I'm also...
She rolls her eyes.
Well, I love it on the couch with my little dogs and my blankie and my glass of wine and my television. I'm very happy there.
Yes. No, I know
so I'm like a lot of people. I don't like to exercise, so I have no idea. Mind you, I am enjoying the chair yoga, but
that's good.
I have no idea where my muscle mass what it is or where it's at.
That is the common concern that they have with Ozempic.
Yeah.
Is that because you're not eating enough, they've actually said that you tend to lose more muscle than fat. And then when you go off of it, once again, because then you have less muscle, your body is not going to burn as much fat. And people have also reported that when they go off of it, it's like you're almost making up for lost time, where now your body's so hungry that you just want to eat.
Yeah, I've heard that you regain it, but I don't think that would happen with me because I've been like this since 2013, even before Ozempic. So I don't think that part would change anything.
Really, this was just a ploy to get you on to try to make sure that you start lifting some weights because I don't want you to break a hip,
Yeah, me neither.
right?
That would not be good.
That would not be fun at
No,
all.
it would not be.
No. Well, it sounds like overall it's working. I'm just really happy to hear that your blood sugars are lower. That's a good thing.
I just wish that, I guess I would like people to know that, yeah, you're not going to lose weight on it forever.
Mm-hmm.
You do come to a point where your body says
You plateau.
plateau. That's the word I'm looking for.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You plateau, and then unless I don't know how you continue on, exercise more, eat even less. I don't know.
Well, I mean, you and I have talked before about maybe making some dietary, we could do some dietary things that might help. You know, I hear you talking about eating even less, but you're already not eating very much. So it's like, oftentimes it's not just about what we're eating and how much we're exercising, but a big component is our hormones. So we could look at, you know, supporting your hormones.
I don't know. When you're my age, do your hormones, aren't they dead?
No, they're not. Your sex hormones change, like your estrogen and stuff, but you still have a lot of other hormones like insulin and your stress hormones that can very much so be impacted by your lifestyle, the way you eat and move your
Right.
body. And
I will say one thing. I still love my sweets and chips.
I
I
know
love
you do.
all the crap things, and they all taste good. But everything else, meat, potatoes, vegetables, all of that, it's like, yeah. So,
Vomit.
kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like nothing tastes good unless it's junk. So I'm really trying to cut back on that too.
Yeah.
I've stopped eating chips all the time. I've stopped. And yeah.
Yeah. I know it's been hard for you when you can't really taste a lot of food, and these processed kinds of foods like the chips and stuff,
Yum, yum.
they have, you know, a lot
Salt and vinegar.
a lot stronger flavors, we'll say.
Yeah, like salt and vinegar chips. I can actually taste that.
Yeah.
It's wonderful. I love
Yeah.
it. It's like, give me some salt and vinegar chips.
Yeah. What about, is there anything that is a little bit more nutritious that you do enjoy? Because I think
Yeah,
everyone.
spaghetti sauce. I make great spaghetti sauce. And
Yes,
I
you
can
do.
taste that.
Mama Dog makes damn good spaghetti.
Yeah.
Indeed, you do. Oh my gosh.
Just another food that's so nutritious.
Well, it is.
Bring on the pasta.
The sauce is really good. You could have it with spaghetti squash instead of pasta.
Yeah, I've tried all that, but there's a lot of people like yourself that can trick yourself into thinking that, oh, this is so good. It tastes just like pasta. Well, what a bunch of crap that is. It doesn't taste like pasta. It tastes like squash.
I agree. You can still have the pasta, just having smaller amounts of
Yeah.
pasta and instead having higher amounts of protein. And that is another big thing with Ozempic is like, how do we build our muscle? We do more weight training and we eat more protein. So you can still have your pasta, just like a smaller portion of the
I
noodles.
measure it out now.
You can still
3
have
cups of portion.
3 cups. Oh boy. Oh dear.
All
Is
right.
somebody blowing you up there on your phone?
Yes.
You getting text messages?
Yes.
Didn't you let people know that you are making a very important appearance on a podcast today? Okay, well, I guess for anybody out there who is listening, who is struggling with food stuff, yourself included, Mama Dog, it's like finding those things that you do actually enjoy. You know, like I know for you, you like juicing.
Yes, I do.
Yeah, so
Love
that's
juicing.
fantastic, especially with Ozempic. If you don't have much of an appetite and you're not taking in a lot of calories or nutrition, that's what I worry about you with the most, is like not taking enough nutrition with vitamins and stuff
Right.
through your diet. So even if
But I
you're,
do juice. Yes.
how often are you juicing, Mother?
Probably only about once a week.
Okay, you hear me? I'm being the parent here. You took care of me when I was a kid. Now I got to take care of you. Make sure that you're getting your adequate nutrition.
All good in the hood.
You could be juicing more often, and you could also do stuff like bone broth.
Yes.
I know you talk about thinking.
Love the bone.
Yes. Sometimes you think you might have leaky gut. That's helpful for leaky gut.
No, my
too.
gut doesn't leak.
Okay.
I don't think so.
Okay. Well, this has been a very great
Yes,
conversation.
It has been.
Is there anything else you would like to add while you have the audience's attention?
No, I don't think so. Just pick up those weights and
Mama Dog is going to be the new advocate. You're going to be like the new poster lady at the gym. When you go to the ladies' gym, you're going to see a photo of Mama Dog. Like maybe you'll even start teaching classes there.
Yeah, okay.
Before we wrap it up, you have one last opportunity to declare your favorite child if you would like to do so.
No, I can't do that.
Yes, you
It's
can.
going to be my forever secret.
We already know the answer. We already know.
Bye, everybody.
All right, guys. Talk to you later. Thanks for listening.